What are you, deaf? Don't try that Halloween shit with me.
You are now listening to the voice of horror.
Lock your doors, bolt your windows, and turn off the lights. Make sure the kids are safe at home, cause you're headed to the Night Watch Zone.
What's up? Welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. It's Tuesday night, and you know what that means. That means we have to go back into Battle World. Coriander's with me, and Eric, of course. And guys, tonight, hoo-wee. Hey, look.
He's back.
The
Yes.
man behind the mask.
That's
Where
right.
you going,
I was
man?
waiting for that.
Were you?
Was when she said that, I was waiting for you. Knight's gonna sing it, isn't he?
You know me, man. Shout out to Alice Cooper.
Sir.
Listen, man, this has been brewing for a while, I think, because Eric, if I'm not mistaken, we kind of teased this or kind of threw this out there a while back, and we just knew at some point this had to happen. You know,
Yeah.
both of these movies we've kind of talked about, and then anyways, it's here. It's here, guys. So real quick, I'll get to everyone in the chat just to say hello real quick. Got Ginger Ninja in the house.
Hey.
Oh, hell yeah. Get your hockey mask on. Rev up your chainsaw. It's about to go down. There you go.
Hey,
There
buddy.
you go, man. Much love. Much love. We got Melissa in the chat. We've got Paula in the chat. Ben is in the house. There you go. There you go. What's up, brother? All right. You guys are too funny, man. I love this. Neil's in the house. What's going on, man? On Black Reviews himself. There
Hey,
you
Neil.
go. Jessica Biel. There you go. Val is in the chat. What's up, Val? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well.
Hey, Val.
We got Jonathan in the chat saying hello, everyone. What's going on? What's going on? And look at this. The mayor is in the house. We got our good friend Eric from the
Hey, bud.
Bearded Entertainment. What's up, brother? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Cody's in the house. What's up, Cody? Good to see you. All right. MAGA, what's going on? Hope you're doing well. MAGA, I effing love this intro. There you go. Hey, look. Eric is starting off quick. He said, I used to say 03 Chainsaw Remake was the best horror remake ever, but then Friday came out in 09. There you go. He's putting his chips down already. All right. Very, very cool. James, what's going on? What's going on? Ginger Ninja also putting his chips down, saying, I'm going for Friday 13th to win, but it's a tough call. Both are good remakes. There you go. There you go. All right, guys. So look, let's do this. You know how we guys roll. So let's get the official contenders coming in. So Eric, let's start off with you. Who is in corner number 1?
Well, if you've ever gotten together with a group of friends and traveled cross country, what does mom and dad always tell you? They tell you don't pick up any hitchhikers. And you probably should listen to mom and dad, because it doesn't matter how hot it is in Texas. Picking up that one hitchhiker could lead to a night of hell. And then you don't realize who you can trust, whether it's the sheriff, the kindly old lady at the gas station, or even the sweet little old lady in the trailer park, because eventually they're all going to come back to get you.
There it is.
If you're out in the middle of the woods and you hear a chainsaw buzzing, you better get the hell out of there, because represented by Leatherface tonight, we have the 2003 remake of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Nice. All right. And Coriander, let's see who we have in our other corner, the former champ. That
hurts.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So even a remake can't stop the former champ, as he shows the Crystal Lake community that common courtesy is a must. Do not go to his woods. Do not go to his home. Do not ski topless in his lake. And do not mess with his stash. Oh, and don't look like Pamela, or else you may get kidnapped. Here is the former world champion, Jason Voorhees, in Friday the 13th, 2009.
All right. Listen, I'm going to step in and do some Kills commentary. This is going to be a banger, man. This is truly an interesting matchup. And both of these movies, when they came out, it was just like, wow, they're remaking these legendary franchises. And both films created a stir to horror fans all over. Myself, I couldn't believe that they were doing it. And I was just like, wow, this is crazy. So I think this is going to be a fantastic matchup. And another example of having a versus matchup where it's the same director. So that's interesting in and of itself. So, Eric, do you hear anything? I hear someone coming to the ring.
I hear a little bit of a buzz going.
I hear a buzz going, and I hear a guy with a survival pack ready to go deep into the woods. So, for you guys in the chat, for you guys watching the replay, sit back and relax. Here we go. Jason versus Leatherface. You know what time it is.
Don't give me any found. We're going to do a walkthrough, and we're now descending the stairs into the furnace room.
Come here! You're the last one. It'll be easier for you than it was for Jason. For what you did to him.
There we go, man. Hey, look, let me just say something, man. This is gonna be crazy. That thing could have gone on for like another 3 minutes. There's so many great moments in these films. I'm telling you. Whoo. All right. Real quick. Now, you guys know how we're going to do this thing. We're going to go category by category. We're going to give the point to the film that we think deserves it. And we're going to stay away from bias for you guys in the chat. Let us know your points that you want to give for these films. We're going to try to get to as many people as we can. We won't get to everyone. But if you choose to, you can send in a super chat. Number one, It'd be much appreciated to help out the channel. But even more importantly, you can put the points of that super chat to the film of your choice. So if you put in a $5 super chat, it'll be 5 points to the film of your choice if you choose to do so. And yeah, man, let's get going. We got some more people that have come into the chat. Good to see you guys. Yesterday's in the
Hey,
chat.
Derek.
All right. That's nice. I love it. Yeah, I knew this was going to be so much fun with the chat. What's up to Jack? Jack is in the chat. We got Julie. Julie's in the chat. What's going on? Let's see. And we've got, I thought we saw someone else in there. I'm sure we got someone else. Jerry's in the chat. What's up, Jerry? Good to see you. We got May in the chat.
May.
All right. Thank you guys for joining us. Jason as well. Thank you. And again, if you guys haven't hit the like button, please do. That would help us out. And Val or May or Julie, if you guys could keep track of the likes, that'd be great. Real quick, man. Holy crap. Jerry is coming in gifting a membership.
Awesome.
Jerry,
cool.
thank you so much, man. That's
Yeah.
very, very cool. Awesome. Thank you so much, brother. We appreciate that. It definitely helps to keep on the lights, helps us, keep this series going strong. And it looks as though it was gifted to Danielle. All right. Danielle is back in the fold. And definitely give a shout out to Jerry. That was very kind of him. Seriously, it really, really was. And thank you, May. We got 30 likes. All right. And Philip jumped in. Good to see you, Philip. We got, look at this. I knew he'd do this. We got Neil jumping in already.
Here we go.
Already. $25 super chat. Oh my God, man. Seriously. Thank you so much,
Good
man.
night, everybody.
We appreciate you. He says this. Oh man, the saw is family, and we'd love to have you for dinner. Give those points to my boy Leatherface. There it is. There it is. Wow. All right, so we're starting off already. 25.
No.
Here we go.
Oh
Hey,
my
look,
God.
real quick. And Neil, thank you so much, for that super chat. We really do
Yes,
appreciate it. Seriously.
That's awesome, but no.
All right. So look, real quick, let's play a clip for Neil. And sometimes when you think you're a badass, you get tested, and then we can hear your true colors like this.
Help! We got officers down! Now listen!
Wow.
Look at Eric. Hey, look, it took only 2 seconds into that. Eric starts going.
Yeah, well, we all know why. I saw that premiere last night, and I said, I know that guy's going to play it tonight. I knew it.
All right. Oh, man. Jerry said, my pleasure, brother. Seriously, Jerry, thank you so much. We appreciate you, man. And people, holy crap, man, in the live chat, and to see in StreamYard, it doesn't show it like it does like on the computer or the phone. We got a bunch of Jason emojis coming up in here. I'm gonna tell you guys right now.
Nice.
You guys are gonna
You
have
gotta help him. Oh
Jason.
my God.
Well,
Speaking of what? Dude, we haven't even started yet. Jeff has come in to save the day for the Crystal Lake lovers.
Yes, Jeff. Yes.
You feel better now?
Oh my God, yes.
Look at this. This is too funny. Jeff swinging in saying, hold my stash. Okay, Jeff, thank you. This is already off the rails. Jeff, thank you so much, man. Seriously, we appreciate you. You've been so supportive and coming to our streams and stuff. And seriously, we appreciate that. All seriousness. So 20 points for Friday the 13th. We just started out, man. All right, Jeff, let's play one for you. Corey Hender's like, yes. All right, Jeff, here's one for you because you're getting everybody all psyched up as if they were doing this. There it is. All right, man. Thank you so much, man. Seriously, we appreciate you. We got Bearded Entertainment's got the emojis. Val was like, oh my God, he screams like a girl. Yes, exactly. Oh, whoa. Ginger Ninja is like, I've got a stash too, and I'm bringing it to
All
the top. A
right.
$5
Nice.
super chat
Wow.
Friday the 13th for the win. All right.
Yeah. All
Wow,
right.
man. You guys are not, he says, gotta balance it out. You guys,
That's
True.
right.
wow. Julie saying Jeff and Ginger saving Friday the 13th and Corey.
That is right. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Seriously, Ginger Ninja, thank you so much, man. We appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, man. This is cracking me up. All right, seriously, all you guys are awesome. Wow. This, I don't know if we've ever had this type of tug of war before we even, officially get going. That's crazy.
Not where it evens everything to basically 0-0. Not yet.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. All right. So look, real quick.
Here we go.
Jesus, Jack.
I saw it.
Jack's coming in. Thanks, Jack. Saying F the nonsense, even though I'm not on the panel. My boy Leatherface gonna take it tonight. Wow. This is
No.
crazy.
What is going on here?
This is
No.
crazy. All right, so we got 10 points for Leatherface. Well, there's a lot of allegiances here.
Mhm.
Wow. Neil says, just remember my cat hasn't voted yet. And his cats, they can go either way. It can go either
Oh,
way.
I hope they go Jason's way, man.
This is too funny. Wow, guys. Holy moly. May's coming in. $5 super chat. Look at Eric.
Do we even need the categories tonight? That's the thing.
Yes.
I gotta clip this out, man. May says, no
Yes.
offense to TCM, but Jason is king. Oh my
He
god.
is. Yes.
Wow. And then Jeff says, hey, don't you stop. We're going for Jason again. This is
Keep going.
crazy,
Yeah,
guys.
all
There's
right.
one more. There's one more.
Wow. Okay, this is
All right, I
crazy,
say
guys.
let's just
Yeah,
end the show now.
Look at this.
It's over.
Val. Wow. Hey, Val. That's so sweet of you. Thank you so much.
Yes.
And I'm bringing it back for our boy Jason. Wow, you guys.
Yes.
This is absolutely crazy.
Good
All right,
Lord.
so look, for all of you guys, thank you so much for the support. Seriously, we, it really is appreciated, and it sometimes it can really choke you up sometimes. But thank you guys so much. So let's, for you guys that are trying to come strong, and there's no bias here, but it's just a clip that I have. Let's do this one again. So here we go.
Help! We got officers down! Now listen!
you like how I dragged that one out, Eric?
Oh, yeah, I noticed.
He's like, what? Oh, look at this. Wow, this is crazy stuff, man. This is unprecedented. Jack's coming in with $20. Said Leatherface gonna saw through y'all's damn heads. Wow. Can I say, let me say
God.
Let me say something though. Seriously, all seriousness though. We are closing in on 40 episodes in this series alone. And number one, I want to say that, to Kill's not here tonight. Obviously, Coriander and you as well, Eric. Thank you guys so much for doing this series. Like every week, we're watching, 2 movies and we're prepping and all of this type of stuff. For you guys in the chat, seriously, thank you for all the support. We know that there's a lot of different things you could be doing instead of being here at Battle World, so we appreciate your time. But wow, guys, absolutely wow. That's just unbelievable. Okay, so let's play a clip for Jack as well. Jack is trying to hold this thing down. He's not playing around, man. And just when you thought it was safe, Coriander, this is what happens.
What?
I'm okay with that one.
You're okay with that. You love that one. Hey, look, people are starting to get on like sides of the fence in the chat, man. May's like got knives ready for Jack. Kyle's in the chat saying, "Damn it, Jack!" Wow, wow. Neil said, "Super chat battle." This is crazy. And Jeff is coming in, man. This is crazy. He says, "Not today. Jason is king."
All right, Jeff.
Super chat. This is crazy, man.
That's awesome.
This is absolutely unprecedented. My God. Paula says, I haven't seen either movie, but so far I'm Team Jason and I haven't even watched the first movie. Oh, God.
Because Polly, you're right. You were
Oh,
right.
God. Hey, look, Neil said Killian just messaged me and he's voting a straight TCM ticket tonight. There you
Attaboy.
go.
Yeah, right.
Oh my God. You guys, seriously, thank you. Thank you guys so much. All right. I'm glad you guys are having fun though. That's the most important thing. We
Yeah.
all having fun. But seriously, guys, thank you so much. We appreciate that. Eric, let's get to work, bro. We got
Are you
work
sure?
to
I mean,
do.
it's been 20 minutes. Might as
Hey
well, right?
man, I know, man. We've never had this happen
No,
before like
we
this.
haven't.
We've never.
We've had super chats before the first category, but not this ongoing.
Not a battle, bro. People are invested. I mean, seriously. Let's talk about the posters, Eric. So we've got the Friday the 13th poster and we have got the TCM poster. Who gets the point, bro?
Gotta give it to Jason. I like TCM, but I don't love it like I love the Friday the 13th poster. First off, I love the font of Friday the 13th. I love the red. And Jason looks just so freaking cool with the moonlight and the clouds behind him, and he's just standing there. That says it all if you know it's a remake.
All right. Okay. Coriander, how about you? We've got TCM and we've got Friday the 13th.
Yeah, come on. You know my answer here. I've got to give it
Do
to
I?
this poster. Yeah.
All right.
Like Eric, I love the red in it. And Jason just looks tough, man. He looks
All right.
good. So yeah.
Okay. All right. For me, this is really easy. I'm gonna go with Jason as well. I will say, interestingly enough, because we know a lot of times movies will have dual posters, and the alternate posters for these two, you've got Leatherface kind of in red. It's actually on the cover of the Blu-ray, well, at least the one I have, the Steelbook. And then for Friday the 13th, it's just the hockey mask, which looks great. Don't get me wrong. But if it were the other posters, I'd easily go with TCM because that red shadow on Leatherface looks amazing. So I think they picked the wrong poster for the official. But I mean, not that it looks bad, but I just don't think it's as good as Friday 13th. So all right. So I give that point to Jason. And we're starting this thing off quick. Real quick in the chat, just to see what you guys are saying. Val's going with Friday the 13th, May's Friday the 13th. Julie is Friday the 13th. Neil, he's got to take a break so Knight can tally up the super chat score. I love it. Julie saying, I love how passionate everyone is. Yeah, I know, man. We did not foresee that much passion. Wow. Julie saying, I thought Coriander would hit us with the obviously. There you go. Ginger Ninja said, there's no lying. True enough. And Eric just proved it. Friday 13th poster for the win. All right.
He knows how I feel about Friday the 13th 09, but
I know
there's no lying.
That's right. That's the best thing about this series is that even if we lean one way or the other, we're going to answer the category truthfully. What's up, Mellow Mutant? And look at this. Jonathan's coming in with the $20 super chat for TCM.
Oh no!
You better get a calculator, bro.
I'm looking at it right now, man. This is tough. Hey, look, May's like, stop it. Neil's like, Jonathan, my man. There you go. I love it. Super Tender's in the chat. What's up, brother? Good to see you. And Jonathan is, this is too funny. Jonathan just did the super chat for TCM, but he says the poster has to go to Friday the 13th. I love it.
There's no lying.
There's no lying. There's no. Hey, look. Neil said Jason's standing there like he thinks he's in Game of Thrones. You gotta stop, Neil. Oh, that was good. Oh my God, Jonathan, thank you so much, man. Here's a clip for you, man.
Guns.
There it is. And if you guys were here for the Roll Up episode, you gotta check that one out. That was so much fun. Oh my God. Hey, Paula said a new category, the best super chat. I like that. That's good. SPC, what's up, man? Saying, dude, this is a tough one, but Texas Chainsaw Massacre for me. Wow. There you go. And Jeff saying Jason all the way. All right. Okay. Next category. Let's go to the taglines, Eric. The tagline. Okay. So the tagline for TCM is inspired by a true story. Okay. The tagline for Friday the 13th is welcome to Crystal Lake. What do you think, man?
God bless him, he's not here. I'm going to pull a Killian. This is Easy Street. We're going TCM. I think Friday the 13th tagline is pretty lame. You know, welcome to Crystal Lake. Okay, thanks. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, even though it's not really original, you know what I mean? Because it's been used before in the series. It doesn't matter. We're talking about this movie. That, with the title itself, is just perfect for a horror movie. Plain and simple.
Okay. All right. Coriander, how about you?
Same again.
So for Texas Chainsaw Massacre, we have inspired by a true story. And for Friday the 13th, we have welcome to Crystal Lake.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'll have to go with TCM too.
All right. Okay. For me, it's kind of close a little bit. See, when I do the taglines, I also think, and it's not that I'm judging the poster, but like how it vibes with the poster. And I think the welcome to Crystal Lake is actually kind of cool. Even though Jason looks like he's in Game of Thrones, it's kind of cool because like he's standing there waiting for you. And it's like, welcome to Crystal Lake. I kind of dig that. But I will say that the TCM tagline is really cool as well, saying inspired by a true story. But I'm still going to give the point for Friday 13th because I like the welcome to Crystal Lake, man. That's a cool tagline, bro. I mean, they're neat. Both of them are simple, but hey,
welcome to Crystal Lake. Bring the kids. You know, we'll have fun.
Hang out. Don't touch us. Don't touch anyone's stash.
That's right.
But you can do almost anything else. Yeah.
You could probably touch it, just don't piss on it. No.
Neil saying we've been to space at that point. Get out of here with that welcome to Crystal Lake tagline. Oh, wow. Neil's getting savage out there, man. Next up, the opening of the movie. So, Eric, as always, when we talk about the opening, we're talking about the first couple of minutes. It could be the first freaking 15 or 20 minutes. So who do you give the point to?
Okay, now I need you to guide me here. Are we going to do the Mrs. Voorhees scene versus the opening scene with the cops and the news footage, or can we go all the way up to the title card in Friday the 13th and the hitchhiker in TCM?
I think we should go. Yeah, I think that's how we should do it. Yeah,
the longer way.
Yeah, yeah,
okay,
because I think those are more true, because that beginning for TCM, that's kind of like it's really quick, and I'm not saying that, and we don't try to give advantage or disadvantage to something that's either longer or not, but I'm just saying I think we should go the full route.
Okay, so that being said, I'm going TCM. No disrespect, that opening to Friday the 13th with him using the one girl as bait and then running after her, that's great. But I love the news footage or the police footage in the very beginning of TCM, and not just that, we get to see like the teeth and stuff like that. That's really cool because you feel like you're in a crime scene. And then that scene with the hitchhiker is just so uncomfortable, amazing. It's weird, those two going together, and then just that shot, that camera shot going out of the wound after she takes herself out. That adds to it. It's TCM all the way.
Okay, all right, Coriander, how about you?
I am gonna go with Friday the 13th. I mean, you've got 3 different openings. You got the mother getting decapitated, and then you got, the first group of campers going out, which they're, that chick, her kill, that was pretty rough. In the burning tent, falls out, smoke coming out of her mouth. Yeah, I love the opening to Friday. So there you go.
All right. Mellow Mutant's going with TCM for the opening. ST is in the chat saying might be the best Friday the 13th opening. Julie's like, man. There you go. Jeff saying the opening on Friday the 13th is really good. Melissa's going with Friday. Paula is going with Friday. Let's see. Dominic's in the chat. What's up, brother? Good to see you. He's going with Friday. Wow, you guys are all wow. Julie saying might have to go with Friday 13th because they got a whole secondary movie in that first 15 minutes, which was really cool. May's going with Friday. Neil saying TCM gets the best opening because they're going to go see Skinner.
Yeah.
Jonathan going with Friday. May says exactly, Coriander. You go.
Yeah, girl.
Ben going with Friday. Jeff saying the opening of Friday, we don't know if he killed the girl at the end or not. All you see is the machete going down and then the title. Yeah, now let me just say this is tough. This might be, well, so far it's the toughest one for me, and it might be the toughest of the night because I think both openings are really good. Some way, somehow, Friday the 13th outlasted the opening of Prince of Darkness. So I think Friday 13th has the longest opening of all time. I will say this though, TCM, it is great. I do like the news thing, and obviously you got John Larroquette. That's always money. The hitchhiker scene, it's so different than the OG, and I think it was obviously smart. They were doing some different things, and like you said too, Eric, that shot is pretty iconic. That's why I had to have that in the intro. But I gotta go with Friday 13th, bro. I gotta go with Friday 13th because, like Coriander said, and pretty much she said it. I mean, you see Pamela, and then you get the group of kids, and you're thinking this is the movie, and I'm invested. I was saying Coriander the other night when we watched it, I was invested in these guys. It was like I didn't want them to get aced out. And when you've got I think it's Amanda who's in the tent, that was brutal. That was brutal, man. But like you guys said, the scene with Whitney when Jason turns real quick and he's got on the sack, and I think is a much better design than the OG.
Yeah.
And he's coming at her. I remember in the theater, people jumped because they were like, "She is, what? She's screwed." So I gotta edge it out with Friday 13th. It's close. It's close though, but there was just a lot of great stuff in that opening, man. All right. Ginger Ninja saying Friday 13th, the opening was just near perfect. There you go. May saying, now I want to watch this movie tonight.
Get on it.
You go. Julie says, I already want to change my answer because the hitchhiker scene is so good. Yeah, it is so good. Neil saying Friday the 13th part 6 has the best opening because of the James Bond. I've always loved that opening, always. And hey, we got Jake in the chat. What's up, man? Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. Awesome. Saying, hey, all, I'm going with Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I just couldn't get into Friday the 13th. All right. The Queen is in the house.
There she is.
What's going on, Sarah?
Hey.
Good to see you. Foreign Horrors in the chat saying Friday. Hola. What's going on, man? Good to see you as well. All right. This is crazy. It's right down the line, bro. Okay. Next up, we got to go to the music, Eric. Who gets the point for the music?
Okay. I'm not going to lie. I don't remember much of the score for either of these movies. So it's kind of a lame way to decide. I'm going to go with TCM because Friday the 13th has Sister Christian. We got Sweet Home Alabama and TCM. I'm going TCM for Skinner.
Okay.
Sorry, bro. That's how I'm going to do it.
It's all right. Hey, it's all right, man. Coriander, how about you?
So I gotta go motoring. What's your
Okay, whoa. Don't get the stream don't get the stream shut down. You can't sing the whole song.
Okay.
We're gonna get strikes. Strike. All right, you're going with Friday 13th.
Oh yeah.
So for me, this is a challenging one because first of all, I don't think the scores for either film were like super, super great. And I'm not counting the music in them. Okay,
Right.
the actual, music. I will say though, Friday 13th has a pretty good that part where, well, even like when in the beginning, when they were running and before Whitney got attacked, and that dun, that has a nice little vibe to it, and you saw it later on in the film too. With TCM, they had a little bit of the old like twang from the OG. They had a couple of moments here and there, but it is tough because I don't think either one is super strong. So that's why I got to go with Friday 13th because because I can actually recall it very well. And I've seen both of these movies a lot of times. I've seen them both in the theater too. So yeah, I got to go with Friday on this one. All right. Jake's going with TCM for the music. All right. Neil. Julie says, I second the Skinner. There you go. There you go. Scott Lauderdale's in the chat. What's up, man? Saying, hey, everybody. Haven't watched either of these in some time, but I'm going with TCM simply because I remember having more fun with that movie. As far as the music goes, I really don't remember.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. And May, thank you so much. Reminding people we got Bloody's Lovers Fest coming up. We're gonna do a series of watch parties. It's gonna be a lot of fun starting tomorrow on our good buddy Steven's channel, Craving Something Scary, and then on Friday we'll be back here watching It Follows. We got a lot of cool stuff planned, so hope to see you guys tomorrow night and on Thursday night. All right.
Very cool.
Lars is in the chat saying, "What's up? What's up, man? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well." And the Queen has gifted a membership as well, Sarah.
Nice.
Very kind of you. Thank you so much, Sarah. We appreciate that. Very, very cool. It looks as though it was gifted to Kyle. Kyle's back in the fold. Very cool. Very, very cool. Definitely give a shout out to Sarah. She's so kind, and we really appreciate all the support that she gives to not only us, but everyone in the community. It's a very kind gesture. Thank you so much, Sarah. JR's in the chat saying Friday the 13th for me. Okay. Welcome to the chat. I hope you enjoy the show. And again, if you guys have not hit the like button, please do. We'd appreciate that. MK saying, what's funny is I just watched today the interview with Danielle Panabaker and Katie Sackhoff. Well, there you go. Coincidences. Very, very cool. All right. Let's go to our next. I know. Sarah is a real queen. That's right. Our next category, man. The story. What do we think about the story, Eric?
They're both pretty straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna Ginger will, you'll have to peel the smile off his face when I say this. I'm gonna go with Friday the 13th. Because it's a little different than the Friday the 13th we've seen before, because I like how we have a character. Well, no, it's kind of an homage to maybe Rob in part 4. We have a character trying to find his sister. You know what I mean? We know this sister is alive, but it's something different than just kids in the woods like we've had before.
Good
the
point.
Story for TCM is really good, but it's pretty A, B, C, D, which I do like. But I like this little change up for Friday the 13th. Got to give it to that one.
All right. Coriander, how about you?
I was going to say the same thing. I enjoy the story to Friday, more. I mean, they did do some different things, which with TCM, which I liked, instead of trying to, do what everyone expected. But yeah, besides, with that being said, yeah, man, I got to still give it to Friday.
Okay. All right. And you're right, Eric. Ginger Ninja is like, ha, 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 ha. Stupendous, dude. There you go, man. Jake's going with TCM. Jonathan is going with TCM. May's going with Friday. Super Tenor's going for TCM. Dominic's going with Friday. Neil saying TCM because it has Harley Hermes crazy ass running around. There you go. Jeff going with Friday. Now, I'm going to say this is a challenging one because, again, these are remakes, and I'm sure we might revisit this later on in another category. But the question is, how close to the original do you go with, right? And how much do you change, and how well are you able to execute that change? Now, I'm just going to say this. I was really in the middle, and I was leaning one way. But, Eric, you actually convinced me, man. I got to go with Friday the 13th, man. Because, and it's not that I don't think that it's worthy of the point, but I think TCM did some great stuff too to change it up a little bit. Like they didn't change it up as much as Friday the 13th, and then that's not necessarily a good or bad thing. It just It is what it is, and I think they executed the story very well. But I do think, and Coriander and I were talking about this too, I do think it was kind of cool that they were able to kind of give that Rob Part 4 vibe going on with Jared, and it was cool, you know, because he was really the lead in this thing. But what was really cool about Friday is that you kind of had three leads. You know what I'm saying? You're following Whitney, and you're following Danielle Panabaker's character, and you're following Clay. So it's like, you know, and I think they actually balanced it out pretty good, you know, pretty darn good. So, anyways, I got to give the point to Friday on that one. All right. Very, very cool. Okay, next up, Eric. Man, when you're talking about a director and it's the same director, it gets kind of sticky. So, in your opinion, which movie had the better direction?
This was totally unplanned when we decided these two movies.
It
was kind of like a
was,
happy
yeah.
accident. We said,
Yeah.
I'm going TCM. Marcus Nispel, you know, he does a great job in both films. There's a lot of great camera angles. One of my favorite camera angles is looking up at Jason when he's on the roof. You know what I mean? And they do, like we said, they switch a lot of it around to pay homage, but make it its own film. However, with TCM, it's not just that shot with the hitchhiker after she's gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he, you know, I won't talk about it so much until we get to another category. I think he gets more out of the actors in TCM and just his camera shots. I love a lot of those faraway shots of the house at nighttime.
Yeah.
And you see the moonlight shining on it, or, you know, the lights from like certain rooms and stuff like that. I think he does a lot. The cinematography is so good. I gotta give it to TCM. I think he just does a better job behind the camera with his shots in that movie.
Okay, all right. And Sarah is saying we got 40 likes. Let's get it to 50. That's what I'm talking about, man. Very, very cool. Thank you so much, Sarah. And hopefully we can. So if you guys have not hit the like button, please do. And speaking of being awesome, Ginger Ninja's coming in with a gifted membership. Wow, bro. Thank you so much, man. Seriously, this is absolutely crazy. And it looks as though it was gifted to David. David, definitely give a shout out to Ginger Ninja all the way from the land down under, who's absolutely amazing and always so supportive here. Seriously. Supertender's going with TCM. Sarah's going with TCM. And Jonathan going with TCM. And I think that this is really, really challenging because both movies are doing kind of different things. But I will say that I have to give this point to TCM because I think that there were a lot. Eric, you said it really, really well. There were a lot of great moments that were captured. There was a gritty feel. Somehow he was able to get a very gritty type of feel that was somewhat reminiscent of the OG TCM. So
that's one thing I forgot. I love there's like a filter he uses in TCM where it's not, I don't know if it's like dirty or what, but there's a little bit of a yellow to it. You know what I mean? It doesn't look authentic. So it makes it seem dirty, kind of like the documentary type feel of the original.
Yeah, it does. It does. Coriander, how about you? Who do you think should get the point for direction?
Well, you know, really all it is like Baywatch and fucking TCM. It's just running for like how long? Too long. Too long. I loved how with Friday the 13th, you had, you know, all these people that he had to direct and think of placement, how he was going to put it. And yeah, I just think he did a lot better in Friday.
Okay. All right. And whoa. Neil is God, man.
All right. Good night.
I'm going to cry.
Neil says, wow, it's a $50 super chat, bro.
Wow. Good for you, Neil. Seriously.
Man. Wow. Saying my cat says Leatherface is her real daddy. His mask is just perfect. Points to TCM. Wow, man.
Damn cats.
Holy moly. Well, we got the 50. There we go, guys. Neil, thanks so much, Neil. We appreciate that, man. Seriously, it's absolutely crazy. All right, let's we got to take a moment here. Let's do 2 clips for Neil on this one. Thank you so much, man. Sometimes, you know, you get so emotional. Sometimes you get a little hungry. And, you know, in the morning time, sometimes I used to think about this.
Where's my little piggy? I am.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
And you don't stop. Sure shot. Go out to the parking lot. And you get in your car and you drive real far and you drive all night. Then you see a light.
There it is. There it is. Frosted Flakes to the rescue. Neil, thank you so much, man. Wow. I don't even know what to say. That's crazy. Thank you, man. We really appreciate you. Seriously.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Sarah's like, woo, Neil. There you go, right? Oh my goodness. That's absolutely crazy. Okay. Let's go to our next category. Neil's like, sit down, guys. All right. The characters in the movies, Eric, and we're counting all the characters except for Leatherface and Jason. What are your thoughts? Who gets the point?
Oh God, it's Texas Chainsaw by a mile, dude. I'll say this. I think they killed off the wrong characters too early in Friday the 13th. I like the characters in the beginning. The characters we get stuck with afterwards are either there or they annoy the piss out of me. You know, they're Trent and Chewie. I don't like them. The other ones, I don't really remember their names. So that says a lot, you know, other than Clay, because that kind of sticks out. You know what I mean? Someone named Clay in Friday the 13th. I really like the characters in TCM. Whether Aaron, I think, is a great final girl. I like Kemper a lot. Morgan is really good with the comic relief and also just being, kind of the logical one at times. And then, come on, Arlie Ermy. That's all you really got to say.
Right.
So.
All right. Real quick too, Sarah's reminding people, and that's right. I had just heard about that too, that you can like super chats now, and that's a cool feature. It really, really is, guys. So definitely shout out to all of you guys doing all of these super chats and Neil just now. So thank you guys so much. Ginger Ninja saying, I don't want to go for TCM now because Neon Black reviews of his super chat. There you go. You guys are too funny. Julie's like, Coriander, no. Oh man. Scott saying, I gotta bounce. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you so much, Scott. We appreciate you. Hope you have a great night. Okay, so Coriander, who are you gonna go with for characters?
I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I gotta go with Friday the 13th. I mean, I didn't mind. Obviously, I'm a Supernatural fan, so Clay, I'm like, yeah, man. And, the dick gets killed, and he gets killed pretty damn good. Who else? I didn't mind Chewie. He shot the boot, and that was gross, man. So kudos for that. That gets my points.
All right. Real quick, David's in the chat. What's up, man? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Saying Friday the 13th, hands down. All right.
Can't do it.
It's too funny. Julie's going with TCM. Jake's going with TCM. Paul is going with Friday. Ginger Ninja's going with Friday. Let's see. Jonathan saying this is a tough one, but both have good characters, but I have to go with TCM. All right. For me, it is tough. I think both movies have some really good characters. But I think overall I got to go with TCM. And I just think that overall the group that we follow, I just enjoyed them overall a bit better. I do agree with you, Eric. I think they killed, like I said, when they killed off that first group, I was like, no, so that showed me how invested I was in them. Jared Padalecki was absolutely great, but there were other characters like Trent. They were just so annoying. And I know that's what they wanted him to be. And he did a hell of a job. But holy shit, I was just waiting for him to get killed.
Let me speak on Trent. Here's the thing. And like I totally understand why Coriander says, the asshole gets it at the end. Let me compare him to Melissa in part 7. Melissa is like the perfect, bitch that when she gets it, it's a fist pump moment. You're like, yeah, she got it.
Right.
When Trent gets it because he's so obnoxious, it's finally get him off the screen. That's how I look at it.
Yeah,
I think
that's
he's
a good
too
point.
obnoxious.
Yeah, but you had that dude with a little stash there in TCM that was annoying, little cry ass,
Yeah, but he was
No
gone in like
thanks.
5-10 minutes. I'm okay with that. Trent, we're at least 45 to an hour, if not more.
There you go. There you go. Jeff saying the second group in Friday the 13th should have been the first group, and the first group should have been the main characters. They're more likable. There you go. David saying neither are really original. My vote is TCM. Ben saying the Friday the 13th characters are more entertaining. That's a good point. I could agree with that. Yeah. Okay, so let's go to our next category, and that is respect your franchise. So, being that these are remakes, which film do you think should get the point for how they were to capture the essence of the franchise, or which did it better? However you want to look at it, Eric.
See, in that respect, they're both good. I'm gonna give it slightly to TCM because just how scary Leatherface is, and of course I like how they also made it in this one. You don't know who you can trust. You know what I mean? When Sally walks in, she's kidnapped by Drayton right away after he tries to calm her down.
Right.
You don't know that the kind old ladies in the trailer. They're in on it too and stuff like that. So I'm gonna slightly give it to TCM. Friday the 13th does good. TCM does it better.
Okay, Coriander, how about you?
I just think that they dragged out TCM too long for me. Yeah, so I think Jason looked good. I loved how massive he was. He was fast. I mean, the power behind. I'm not saying Kane because I loved Kane. Kane is like my favorite Jason, but Derek is next. And yeah, I just, I got to give it to Friday.
Okay. For me, I think that both films, and I think that's why both of these films, for me anyways, I enjoy them quite a bit. I think both films did a lot of great things to respect their franchise. And when you're doing a remake, this is what I was referencing a little bit earlier. I didn't want to jump ahead to this. And I think when you're doing a remake, the tricky part is to do what people want, but also, push the envelope. And that's a really tricky balance. I mean, you are in no man's land because you could just do something that is just so ridiculous that it just throws your audience off. TCM definitely had the grittiness, and like you said, Eric, good point. You didn't know who to trust. I did like that aspect to it. So you got a little bit more of the other characters, besides Leatherface, and as far as what are their motivations, what's going on with the family, and all that type of stuff. And Coriander, you're right. In Friday the 13th, I think that there were a lot of great things in it. Most notably, Derek. I think Derek, and he was just awesome. And I'm saying this even before we had the opportunity to meet him. I always thought to myself, man, I never thought that they would find someone that would, just be that physically awesome beyond Kane. You know what I mean? Because in my opinion, after Kane and we had Ken Kirzinger, which I just didn't like that portrayal of Jason. So for me as a fan, I was just kind of like, I was just like, man, we're done. We're done for a long time. But Derek really changed my mind.
He brought it back.
He did. So I got to give the slight edge to Friday the 13th.
Okay.
And the bigger reason why is this, because we got basically four movies in one, and it flowed really well. They were able to connect it really well, and I was like, wow, that really works. And they were able to add a little bit of different things to the mythology. Like they were able to remake it, but also do some things differently. In other words, there were many times when I first saw it in the theater, and even when I did the rewatch, and I would look over to Corey and I was like, that was good the way they did that. It was pretty good, TCM did that as well. But I've got to give the edge to Friday the 13th on this one. All right. Jonathan's going Friday the 13th. All right. Let's see. Ben saying Friday the 13th is more of a solid homage to the first four movies. The TCM is too much about the gore, when the original was more psychological. Friday the 13th gets the point. All right. Okay. Let's see. Neil, what's up with the tunnels? Jason isn't Rambo. I love it. That was good. Hey, man, they had to show you how he did these things.
Yep.
The scarier threat, Eric, the scarier threat. So you're in this situation now. Now, let me just say this. Now, of course, we all have our favorites, but this is how we try to grade this. Put yourself in the situation of the people in the film. You know, we know what people were able to do in the film versus these antagonists. So, who do you think would be the scarier threat that you're facing against, Leatherface or Jason?
Okay, now this will probably decide my answer. Is it just Leatherface and just Jason?
Yes.
Okay. Then I'm probably going to give it to Jason. If we were allowed to do the whole Sawyer family, then it would be Leatherface because we don't know who to trust. But
Mhm.
to me, what gives Jason the upper hand, I guess you would say, is, and kind of to poke the bear with Neil, he has the tunnels. I like that. So that
Mhm.
explains where he can how he can pop up right behind you or whatever. So, and I love the little bells. You know what I mean? So he
Yeah.
knows when something's tripped. They're
Mhm.
both scary. They both run at you. They'll throw stuff at you. But
Mhm.
Jason can pop out of nowhere a little bit better than Leatherface because he's not as silent as Jason is. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So gotta go Jason.
All right, Coriander, how about you?
Um, yeah, I mean, obviously Jason's a scarier threat. Um,
Mhm.
he's like a zombie, and you've got Leatherface, who's like a dude. So yeah.
J- All right. All right. Mike's in the chat too, saying, I'll go with Jason. All right. Welcome to the chat, man. Good to see you. Dominic saying, Jason's a true assassin. Um, Supertender saying, I do not like Jason's teleportation explained. There you go. Neil saying, I just knew Eric would like the tunnels. Ha ha ha.
Yeah. Sorry, bro.
Julie saying, TCM family, especially the ladies in the trailer park. There you go. All right. So for me, this, I do think that both movies showed, and what's up to Ty as well. Good to see you guys. If you guys haven't hit the like button, please do. And Julie or May, if we could get an update on the likes, that'd be great. um both of these characters are done really well, and they're very scary, and they're fast, bro. That scene in the slaughterhouse, when Aaron first goes into the slaughterhouse and she
Yep.
kind of goes down on the ground and Leatherface is like right there. I'm like, wow, that was really good. When he's chasing her through the field, which was of course no homage to the OG. Although I will say, and I was saying this to Coriander, I think the OG still was the tension of it was still better. I mean, it looked like Gunner was right behind Marilyn. And maybe it's just the way that the camera was, because of course Toby Hooper had the tracking shot, you know what I'm saying? Like the camera was moving with them. And it looked like all Gunner had to do was just reach out and he was going to grab Marilyn Burns. So I do think that was done a little bit better. But he was great. This Leatherface was great. For Jason, obviously we talked about Derek and just how he's just doing all this stuff. I got to give the point to Friday 13th. And this is why I'm going to give the point to Friday 13th. Like they barely got the upper hand on Jason. Like it was luck. They had the tag team, Whitney and Clay, tag teaming on poor Jason Voorhees, and Aaron outsmarted Leatherface, and with the cleaver. And I was just like, what? When I saw it in the theater, I couldn't believe it. I was like, she chopped his arm off, bro. That was rough. But the other part about it too is that Jason showed that he could use it. And we know this anyways throughout the movies, which was a good homage, which is why I think they respected the franchise really well. Jason was using anything, hands, his bow, an axe. I mean, he was all over the place. Hockey sticks. I mean, you name it. I mean, hell, a coffee cup. Jason was all over the place. So I got to give the edge to Jason on this. But definitely they did a hell of a job with Leatherface in the TCM remake, no doubt. All right. Let's see. I just want to catch up. Jamie's in the chat. What's up, Jamie? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. All right. Jeff's throwing out the Jason emojis, trying to rally the troops. I'm telling you, you guys are going to have to do a lot of rallying. This is woo.
Cats have
telling you.
spoken.
The cats have spoken, guys. So
No, stop talking about
and
it.
actually, can I just say this too? And we ran into this last week, which was like the 4th episode. So I just want to say this all seriousness, and we're having fun with this, guys, and we appreciate
Mhm.
all that you guys do. But if you are thinking of doing super chats, we do have a cutoff point.
Mhm.
Okay, so if you're thinking about it, I'm just saying, feel free to do it sooner rather than later, because last week it could have changed the outcome of the match, but we
Yes, it could have. Yes.
call it on the last category, and it's not fair, in the sense of sportsmanlike
Right.
conduct for us to continually pile on if someone thinks, oh, I got to make my choice win. So if you are thinking of doing it, I would suggest do it sooner rather than later, because we've run up into this 4 times before where someone will throw a super chat right at the end and we can't count it.
Right.
We can't count it. So
Well,
okay.
let's throw it out here right now. It's always the final category is always choose.
It
Okay.
is.
If you're
Yeah.
going to throw in a super chat, it must be thrown out into the chat before, because Knight always goes last before Knight gives his choice. That way
Yeah.
you can know where the cutoff is, and then that also gives you the 5-10 second delay as well.
That's right.
So.
And Troy's in the chat. Troy says, I made it last week. We all know the thing is the champ. I'm just saying, Troy, we got to go by the rules. I'm just saying, somehow, well, we'll talk about that some other time. The champ got the gold glitter on him, man, after having a rough start in this series and then, going through the gauntlet. And then, wow, it's crazy. All right. So let's go with atmosphere. Eric, who do we give the point to for the atmosphere of the film?
Oh, this is going TCM, and I've said it 100 times. I love me the atmosphere of the abandoned camp, or just the woods in general.
Yeah.
It's done really well, especially when we're at the campsite in Friday.
Yeah.
But there's just something that is in TCM that makes me even more creeped out. I don't know if it's the set design, or again the filter used on the camera when they're going, when the group is going from point A to point B, even before they meet Arlie Ermy. I think the build up to the danger in TCM is done better when they're finding the little jars and they meet Monty for the first time. You know what I mean? And he's creeping on Jessica Biel and stuff like that. I just think it's done better, and it's more, I don't know if scary is the right word, but it's done better in TCM for that build up of the danger.
Okay. All right. Coriander, how about you?
So I love, the atmosphere in Friday. You got the whole lake, the campground at night, and you also have traps. You can't forget that, you've got to beware of those. So, yeah, I mean, who doesn't like camping? So, yeah.
All right. Wow. Okay. All right. For me, this is tough, man, because I think both movies did a hell of a job with this. I think they really did. I think the only thing, and I said this when we were watching both movies, I think the only thing that could have helped the atmosphere for both movies is their choice for music. TCM's wasn't as memorable as it could have been, or as tense as it could have been. And I think for Friday the 13th, one of the few, bad things, or things that I think they didn't do well, is they didn't use the score, the Friday the 13th score. I was like, where is that at, bro?
Yeah, I didn't notice it.
Like, even if you change it up a little bit, or modern it up a little bit, like that could have been money. It would have made the atmosphere so much better. That being said, I do have to give a slight advantage to TCM because of the fact of the house, the shots. You really felt like these, and granted, same thing with Friday the 13th, but these kids were in Texas. It's not like they were, in the wrong turn or anything, but you felt like it. You felt like it when they were at the Hewitt house, and it was just like, bro, there is no one to call for help. You are shit out of luck. So as much as I love the camping atmosphere and the lake and all of that with Friday the 13th, I do think that they missed the mark a little bit with some really good tension music. That Harry Manfredini score, just a little bit of it. They had little moments, like a couple seconds, where it was like an homage to it here and there, especially at the end. you know, when they toss him in the lake. And I was like, bro, where was that for the rest of the movie?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, anyways, I'm starting to rant. So, so I got to give the slight edge to TCM. But both films had some pretty good atmosphere in general. Neil saying Friday 13 needed a goblin score. There you go. Ty saying Friday 13 does have a fun summer vibe, though. That's true.
Yeah.
Jamie saying camping rules, #outdoor girls. There you go. Jonathan going with TCM. Mike's going with TCM, saying it scared me when I was younger. May saying we got 44 likes. Let's go. There we go, guys. So if you have not hit the like button,
6
please
more.
do. Yeah, let's go, man. Let's make this thing happen. This is a really fun episode right now. Okay, next up, the design of the villain. The design of the villain. Who are we going with, Eric?
I love them both, dude.
Right?
Shit.
It's true.
Oh my god, and they're so.
Can I just say real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let us know what you think in the chat while Eric tries to figure this thing out. I think both of these designs are so good, and it's almost like I'm giving my answer. But let me just say this:
Sure.
And such a great upgrade to previous incarnations in the franchises up to that point. Because I think with Leatherface, he needed this remake, you know. And same thing with Jason, because I'm telling you, and I'm not trying to dump on, you know, Ken Kirzinger, but I did not like that design of Jason at all. I didn't like the design. I didn't like the way he moved. I didn't like the physicality. It just looked like Frankenstein. It was weird. So anyways, I've ranted long enough, Eric. Who you
feel better, buddy?
I do. I'm passionate, bro.
All right. TCM. Here's why.
Okay.
I love, now I don't know if we're taking performances into it either as well, but Derek made a fantastic Jason. He is under Ted White. He's my second favorite Jason. You know what I mean? I love Derek. I love the hockey mask, and the color of the hockey mask looks good. I like, you know, the dirty, sweaty tank top and stuff like that. And I think Sackhead, you know, how it's tightly wrapped is much better.
Yeah, isn't it though?
But
yeah.
What I love about Leatherface, and this is what I was watching it with Rachel today, and I like how, again, Leatherface, he's big, he's burly. What I love about the mask is it looks somewhat like a clown. You know what I mean? And that's scary enough to some people, because what I love about it is just the way the smile is. It's like the Joker. He's always smiling no matter what he's doing. But what I like about it is you can see Andrew Bernarski's lips moving differently. So when he's pissed, he's still got that smile on his face. I love the colors, the dirtiness, you know. Gotta go with him.
All right. How about you, Coriander?
You know, I liked when Leatherface took the boyfriend's face.
Yeah.
I thought that mask looked actually like real. That one that he's wearing now, like, and prior to the boyfriend, it looked fake. It looked plastic. It looked, you know, cheap. So I love Jason's look. I mean, yeah, people talk about his coat, but hey,
I like the
whatever.
coat.
Yeah, you know, it's not overalls or a one piece, you know, and yeah, I like it. So yeah, man.
Okay. All right. Sarah says we're at 47. Let's get 3 more. All right. Thank you so much for that, Sarah. Saying, Jeff saying, I love the look of Jason. The jacket is dirty looking. The shirt looks good. The hockey mask even looks old and beat up. Jonathan going with Leatherface. Mellow Mutant saying they both pay homages and bring new. Going with TCM though. Julie saying I also like how Derek Mears was able to run at people, and I like his appearance. Yeah, man, he was.
Yes.
Look in that first scene when we were in the theater. I was like, holy shit, he's literally running. Like, wow, it was just crazy. Neil saying TCM because the Leatherface mask is environmentally friendly.
God bless you, Neil.
Oh man, he's good. He's on a roll tonight, man.
Yeah. It's his boy.
I know, man. Hey, every time we talk about TCM, Neil shows up. He's like, hold my beer.
That's right.
Now, let me say both designs were really, really good. And Andrew was great as Leatherface. And shout out to Brett Wagner, the lost Leatherface, who had the Kemper kill. He was originally cast as Leatherface, right?
See, I probably
And
would have enjoyed his performance throughout the whole movie better.
well, he kind of has a little bit of a different look. Like when you watch the movie, a lot of people don't even know this. I did
He looked a little bigger.
well, he was a little bit more, yeah. And I had done a, kind of like a fun fact, horror fact on this a while back. But that scene, you can tell it's a different Leatherface, and even the mask looks a little bit
Yeah.
different, probably just because when different people wear the mask. But he got heat stroke, and so that's when they brought Andrew, and Andrew was great as Leatherface. But I just want to make sure I give a little credit to Brett as well, because a lot of people don't know that, or they don't talk about it. So. And obviously Derek, I think the look for Derek was great. The mask, I thought the mask was really good. And in my opinion, the mask hadn't been that good since 8. You know what I mean? Like, guys know what I think of Jason Goes to Hell. Jason X,
love it.
The old school mask was pretty cool, but I think this one is better than the Jason X mask, old school mask in Jason X. And the Freddy versus Jason mask, I didn't like that much either. It just looked dude, don't get me going. Anyways, great villain design for both. But I gotta go with Jason on this.
Okay.
And the thing that takes it over the top, and I wish my brother was here tonight. Shout out to my brother. Sackboy got cool again. Sackboy got cool again. I thought he looked great with the sack head. That was awesome. It was absolutely awesome. So I gotta edge it out to Jason just based off of that alone.
They both have even though Jason's is very brief, they both look really cool without the mask as well.
Yes, absolutely. I agree. A lot of great practical work, man. And real quick too, in the chat, we got Mayan with a $2 super chat saying, "On my knees begging for a Friday the 13th for a Friday the 13th fest."
Yeah, right.
Well, May, all I can say is that we've got a lot of things we're trying to plan for. So you never know. That's all I'm gonna say.
Summer's around the corner.
But
so
summer is
that would
around
be the great time to do it.
corner. So that's all I'm gonna say. So I won't say anymore. But thank you so much, May. We really appreciate the super chat. She said, "On my knees begging." All right, here's one for you, May. Thank you so much.
And he talked differently from the first time he rubbed me.
Yeah?
See, he sounded like a...
There you go. Oh my God. Thank you so much, May. We appreciate you. Real quick in the chat, Julie saying, "Oh my gosh, I never noticed that about Leatherface." Yes, absolutely. Yep, absolutely. Neil saying, "If I remember right, Richard Brooker was Jason was running in Friday 13th Part 3. Yes, he did run, well, especially at the end, man, when he was stabbed in the knee by Chris and he was like hobbling. He was moving good too. Shout out to Richard, rest in peace. But Derek was like Carl Lewis, bro.
Yeah.
Like Derek, bro, he was so fast and not just running, like he just moved fast, bro. Like it was crazy seeing how fast he was able to move. And Derek's a really athletic dude anyway, so it makes sense.
Richard ran, Derek was a sprinter.
Yes, absolutely. Good call. Ginger Ninja saying Jason was intense. The way he stares from across the lake, so freaky. That was a great scene and a great shot of Jason. Like both of these films had great shots for these villains.
Oh yeah,
seriously. Let's see. David saying R. Lee Ermey was great. Kemper was the inspiration for my dog's name. All right, TCM for me. All right, very, very cool. Mayhem saying I'm not resting until we get it. And the Friday the 13th fest. All right. Love it. Mike in the chat saying Jason Goes to Hell is my favorite. Mike, get out. He says, just kidding. And I know Dominic is a fan of Jason Goes to Hell too, man. He's been holding that torch with you too, Eric. Seriously.
I'm not the only one. Appreciate it.
No, you're not. No, it's getting a lot of love, man. It's getting a lot of love. Let's see. Julie saying to May, Friday 13th Fest could be around St. Patrick's Day since Friday 13th is considered unlucky. Oh, that's
right. Night saving that for the Leprechaun Marathon.
You know better. Oh my god. That's too funny. Julie saying 2 more likes to reach 50. Let's do it. Let's do it. And Neil saying, for the record, I really like the Friday 13th remake. Really, Neil? He's playing both sides of the fence. Oh my god. You've given Coriander a heart attack.
Yeah, I'm dead.
He's trying to butter her up now, so I think it's a little too late.
He's gonna have to do a little bit more than that. She's gonna be talking about this for a long. I know she is. She's gonna be like, I can't believe it. Hey, we got Destin in the chat. What's up, bro? Good to see you. Saying dropped in to say TCM 2003 is better on almost every level. The opening of Friday 13th remake was the best part. It should have stretched out as the entire film. All right. Okay. Yeah, Julie, you know what's up. She says, no, I think we'll all pass on the Leprechaun Fest. That's right. That's right. Philip saying we got 50 likes on his end. That
Very
is
nice.
awesome. Very, very cool. All right, guys. Our next category, you knew we had to go here. Aaron or Whitney. When we're talking about some of our cast, who gets the point, Eric?
Okay, now, I made that crack that, they're not very memorable in Friday the 13th. Which one is Whitney? Is that the sister or is that
Yeah,
Amaga
the
Regretted?
sister.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the sister.
I'm gonna go with Aaron. I liked Whitney for what she went through and then what
Mhm.
she did at the end after she was, I guess you would say freed. You know what I mean? But from beginning to end, I like Aaron. You know what I mean? She's
Mhm.
very likable with the group. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
then I think as it progresses, she goes from being scared to sure she outsmarted Leatherface and got lucky with the cleaver, but I really liked her. She saved the baby at the end. She ran over Arlie Ermy, and I love that scene after Morgan is killed when she's hiding and she's running away from Leatherface. The way she almost hurdles over that couch to get out of that door. I really really like Jessica Biel's performance in this. So I'm going with Aaron.
All right. Okay. And May, thank you for putting the links in the chat for the fest coming up tomorrow night on Steven's channel at Craving Something Scary. And on Thursday night, we'll be back here at the Night Watch Zone. Thank you so much, May. Neil saying, I don't want Corey to hate me, but I really do like it. Talking about Friday 13th remake.
I don't hate you, Neil.
She'll be talking about it though. Trust me, bro.
She'll never let you forget it, but
Bullshit.
she don't hate you.
It's friggin' bullshit.
Well, yeah, it is what it is.
Mhm.
In the chat, people going with Whitney. Paul is going with Whitney. May's going with Aaron. Philip's going with Aaron. Mello is going with Aaron. Corey Ander, who are you giving the point to?
Erin's just running around, working out her lungs.
right.
And Whitney, that's all I'm saying. And Whitney actually was like kidnapped and had to live with Jason for how many months? I got to give it to Whitney.
All right. Okay. This is an interesting one because I think both of these movies, they kind of flip-flopped a couple of different things, which was interesting when you talk about these characters. And I think Whitney, definitely, you got to give her credit. She went through the ordeal, and obviously she was the one at the end that kind of put the stake in through Jason, literally. So that was really cool. I think it was a good callback to a lot of the old school, super old school female protagonists in the franchise. That being said, I got to give this to Aaron. This, to me, this isn't even close.
Ooh.
And I think it's because of the fact that, number one, she showed a lot of different things in the sense of being very sympathetic to the hitchhiker. Like she was like, bro, we are not going to leave this body on the side of the road. She was very sympathetic to the little kid when they found him, Jedediah.
Yep.
Shout out to The Ring, by the
Yeah.
way, because he
Yes,
was in The
sir.
Ring. And then, of course, she's scared. You could tell she was scared out of her mind. But like you said too, Eric, at the end of the movie, she got her courage. I mean, it's the prototype for a final girl. She found her courage. She outsmarted Leatherface and then saved the baby. And it was like, wow, man, she checked all the boxes. So I got to give this point to Aaron. All right. Real quick in the chat. And that's a good point too, Julie. Aaron was also pregnant slightly. There you go. Yeah, I mean, so seriously, it was a lot of cool things. A lot of cool things going on. All right, real quick, let's go to our next category. Eric, Clay or Kemper? Clay or Kemper? Who gets the point?
Ginger's going to be smiling again. I'm going to give it to Clay.
There's no lying.
I really like Kemper. You know what I mean? He is the soon-to-be fiance. You know what I mean? They have that little quip, but then you find out he had a ring. He definitely has his faults. You know what I mean? You know, that's what I liked about that relationship. You know, he's a good boyfriend, but he still gets in trouble. You know what I mean? What gives it to Clay for me is I don't like how Whitney is held hostage, but that notwithstanding, I love how Clay is looking for her and he's determined. And I love how he doesn't give a shit what Trent has to say about it.
I know.
My favorite FU moment from Clay to Trent. It's before they get to the house, and it's in the gas station.
Yes.
And Clay, he is 100% professional, but he's standing his ground because Trent's just being Trent. But then at the very end, we have that "Have you seen Whitney" sign on the back of his car. So that's the ultimate FU. And he does a really good job, but his focus is finding his sister no matter what. So gotta give it to him.
All right, Coriander, how about you?
Oh yeah, I mean Clay did way more than Kemper, so yeah, there you go.
All right. I think for me, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think both of these characters, had really good moments, but this one, it isn't close to me either. It's like a flip flop of the last one. I think it's got to go to Clay. I think it's almost like I don't care which movie you like, but it just getting down to brass tacks. There's no doubt that Jarrett did a lot in the film, and the whole idea of being on this mission to find his sister and dealing with this freaking asshole Trent. That was a great scene you were talking about. The scene I like is when he's actually in the house, which, by the way, to be fair, it's like, bro, you walked into another guy's house, she's got a boyfriend, but it's to move the story ahead and get that tension. But when Trent says, you might want to leave and before I get pissed off, and then Clay's like, and what happens then?
Yeah, he didn't care.
I was like, you're all right, bro. You're all right. Jarrett, to me, Jarrett was so good in this movie. He's kind of, to me anyways, he's kind of like the heart and soul of this film, because he's the one that, like, he's there on a mission. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, that doesn't take away from the other characters, because we got to have the characters that just want to hang out and party and smoke and all that type of stuff. It's a Friday the 13th movie. That's what we need. But I think it was really cool, just like in 4, and not even just Rob, but it makes me also think about Trish, in 4. Like, she was a very interesting final girl, because she was about the business too, and about her family and saving her brother and so forth. So Clay almost had a feeling of Rob, but also kind of like of Trish, if that makes any sense at all. It's about family, and you're going to do whatever you need to do to save your family. And so I just think this is easy. It's got to be Clay. And shout out to Jared Padalecki, because I think he was great in that role. All right. Very, very cool. Let's go to our next category. Actually, before I do that, Mike saying Clay, he actually put up a fight against Jason, unlike Kemp. That's
come on.
Yeah, well, Kemp was sucker punched, right?
Yeah, that was a sneak attack. That's not fair.
It was, man. That was a good way to twist it up from the OG as well. I think that was good. Jonathan's going with Kemper. May is going with Clay. Let's see. Dominic is going with Clay. Ty's going with Clay. Paula's going with Clay. Mello is going with Clay. Neil is saying his mama named him Clay. I'm gonna call him Clay. There you go. I love it. Let's see. We'll catch up to these guys. Troy saying Clay all day. All right. Very, very cool. Jeff is going with Clay. Ty saying that scene in the gas station also makes me like Whitney more. She always seemed nice, but Aaron seemed kind of bossy. Well, there you go. All right. Very, very cool. Oh, Jonathan said, sorry, Clay. I was thinking of the wrong character. Okay, so he's going with Clay. All right. Jose's in the chat. What's up? Good to
Hey.
see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Saying, hey, Night Fam. How's it going? Hope everyone's doing well. Tough choice, man. I love them both, but I will have to go with the TCM remake. All right. Very, very cool. And by the way, if you have not hit the like button yet, please do. It helps us out. We've got almost 40 people in the chat. There we go. Very cool. Let's go to our next category. We're almost there, guys. You knew we had to go here, Eric. We got to go with Leatherface or Jason. Who gets the point?
I'm giving it to Leatherface. I really like this Jason. I love this Leatherface. And what also helps it is I didn't hate Jason and Freddy versus Jason so much, but I was disappointed. What Andrew Bernarski does to Leatherface, if you remember back in TCM 4, Next Generation, he was a freaking crybaby. All he did was scream, and I hated Leatherface in TCM 4. We have a scary Leatherface again. I love it. You know, the size. I like how, but you know what I like about it? He still takes orders. He listens to Mama. You know, when Mama says, you know, Thomas Brown Hewitt, you know, like, you know, when you're in trouble, they use all three names, you know. So I loved the family dynamic. So he still listened to Hoyt, but Bernarski just he made Jason, you know, cool and scary again, and I got to give him to that.
All right, very, very cool. Well said. Coriander, how about you?
You know, I think the freaking sheriff is scarier than Leatherface, so I gotta go with Jason.
Really? Okay.
All right. Okay. All right. In the chat, Mike saying Jason was way more badass. Jeff's going with Jason. Neil saying Leatherface, do your thing, cuz I know, right? Oh my God. We know the difficulty in that franchise. Hell, man, we got to do an episode where we do that Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That'll be jeez.
It'll happen.
Julie saying, oh no, not TCM the Next Generation. That's way too bad. The Matthew McConaughey with the robotic leg. That's awesome, Julie. Julie knows what's going on. It's good. You guys know what you're talking about. I love it. You know, when we're picking between these two, again, both are awesome. They really are. And Eric, you made a good point too. You know, the last time we saw, you know, what happened. And I think, and again, and I know look, Freddy versus Jason is a whole different type of conversation. But again, I was just disappointed with what they did with Jason. So for me, as a fan of the franchise, that really irritated me. But the same thing is true for TCM. Before this movie, that's what I was thinking about, is the crying Leatherface, you know, bitching out and all that type of stuff. So it was good to see not only a Leatherface that was scary again, but just was like, you know what I mean? So this might be maybe the second toughest decision to make, because both are great. But guys, there's never been any lying here. And you know, I got to give the point to Jason Voorhees. Let's be real. I mean, seriously, I think that, put it this way, and Derek himself said that they had a plan for a sequel. It fell through. He was ready to go, and just stuff got messed up. He's still ready to go.
Oh yeah.
I think he's still got, you know, a handful of years that he could do this thing. They need to get on board, because that dude is the dude, and he's such a humble guy. I'm not saying this is how I'm getting my points. I'm just giving you guys some insight to meeting him. But I just think that he gave Jason a different type of intensity in life that, again, I just didn't know if I could get invested in a Jason like I did with Kane. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying he's better than Kane, but I do think he's right up. He's knocking on the door, man. He was just so damn good in this movie. So got to give that point to Jason.
Okay.
All right. Ty saying, I think Leatherface is nastier, but Jason is just so much more brutal in terms of physicality. All right. Jose saying Jason for the win. Sorry, cuz. All right. Neil saying all this voting against Jason is killing me. Ha ha ha. Stop it, man. Let me just say this.
Poke that bear.
Neil already threw down the hammer. So if you guys are fans of Jason, you guys, your time is running out. That's all I gotta say. This Neil really put this thing heavy on TCM's favor. He's too funny. It's killing me. Philip saying, I actually didn't dislike TCM The Next Generation. All right. Very, very cool.
Yeah, I'm not saying I dislike the movie. I just dislike that
Right.
Leatherface.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Okay, next up, let's talk about the finale. The finale, Eric. Now, as always, we talk about, the last, whatever it might be, 15 minutes of the film. So, what do you think, man? Who gets the point?
Both are really good.
They are. They really are.
I'm gonna do TCM. I really like the finale of Friday the 13th. I like how Jason gets taken out, and then we get the surprise at the end. I like how I didn't expect Amanda Regretti to get taken out. You know what I mean? That was a shock. When she was behind Clay.
Oh, you mean Danielle
Panabaker.
Yeah.
My bad. But I still, regardless, I still did not see her character getting taken out. I thought she was going to
Right?
make it to the end.
I
And seeing that in the
know.
theater, everybody gasped. What I'm going to give it to TCM is the whole scene, regardless of the sneak attack in the locker, the whole scene in the meat factory, the way it's shot, you feel cold when those sprinklers are on, and it's not just because of Jessica Biel's outfit. You feel that the way Leatherface looks scary, and then when she's freaking out with the trucker who's bringing her back into town. I love how she saves the baby. I love, she doesn't just run over Arlie Ermy. She makes sure he's dead. He's a speed bump. And
Right.
then I love how we finally go back. We've already forgotten about the footage. We're going back to the footage from the beginning. You know what I mean? And we get that little cool jump scare. And John Larroquette talking about how it wasn't secure. And then we have the final known footage of Leatherface.
Yeah, I thought that was a nice touch at the end. That actually caught a few people in the theater. I remember there were a bunch of people that kind of jumped at the end. They were like, what? Coriander, how about you? Who gets the point?
The ending to TCM was too long for me. I felt they just dragged it out. And I felt the finale to Friday, it went quick. Like you were saying, they were tag teaming him, they were kicking his ass, and yeah, it was much more enjoyable for me. So,
Okay, all right. Jeff saying Friday the 13th, the ending, I think a little bit of an homage to Friday the 13th, part 2, with the sweater. He said he had to the locket on the necklace, and then you have the jump scare at the end, like the first one. Yeah, definitely an homage to the first couple ones. I think so too, because that was kind of her way to get into his head, like Jenny did in part 2. You know what I mean? So that was a really cool scene for Whitney. Mike saying, I like how Aaron said to the trucker that you're going the wrong way, just like the girl in the beginning. Yeah, that was really cool. And I think she portrayed, I think Jessica did a good job in that moment, because you really felt like, man, she's acting just like that hitchhiker in the beginning. You know what I mean? Julie saying, don't mess with Texas. There you go. Dominic saying, Friday, baby. And May, where's Sir James and his wallet when you need him? And Neil says Sir James is a TCM fan. Mayhan's like, no. I'm telling you guys, we are almost to the end.
Sir James has contributed a lot. I think he gets the night off every now and then.
Yeah. Neil saying, I just wish the Friday the 13th remake could have revived the franchise. I agree too. Now, here's the thing. And it's funny you say that, Neil, because I was just about to say that with TCM in a different way. Now, I don't know all the background on Friday the 13th, because it was a financial success. And like I said, Derek said to us at the con, they had a script ready. They were ready to go, and just stuff fell through. I think a lot of it was the legal stuff with the studios and all of that. I think that's basically what kind of did them in, to be honest with you. So kind of is what it is. With TCM, and I said this to Corey when we were watching it, like, it was cool that Aaron chopped off his arm, and that was kind of like, you didn't see that coming, and he was still, coming at her with the chainsaw at the end and this and that. But I was thinking to myself, man, I wonder if that was a regret of sorts, because if he had survived, right, they could, and I know they did TCM the beginning, and that was good in its own way. There was some good stuff in that. We'll maybe get to that another day. But if they could have carried on from this film Even if you could have even maybe brought back Jessica Biel, who knows? But
Mhm.
I thought that this was a good setup for at least another movie, if not a trilogy.
Yeah.
But of course,
No.
a one-armed Leatherface, that just,
Yeah.
I don't see how that could have really gone
I don't think
anywhere.
that would have worked.
Yeah, exactly. And so I'm just wondering, if there was any regret to doing that to him, because the movie was very successful and even critically wasn't horrible. The
Mhm.
critics weren't horrible to it. So it's just interesting. Just very, very
I think
interesting.
that's why they did a prequel, is because one-armed
Oh yeah.
Leatherface, no one would have liked it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's why they did the prequel, no doubt about it. That being said, the finales are both great. I enjoy them both. I think that Coriander, to some degree, I get what you're saying too about it was kind of dragged out a bit because at that point, Aaron was alone for a while. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like, okay, we gotta figure out something. They tried to do a couple things that were kind of cool in the meat factory where she's trying to hide, and as the meat is going by back and forth, you see the shot of her, and then it switches to leather. It was some cool Leatherface. It was some cool stuff there, but I think the finale with Friday 13th has to get the edge on this, and because of the fact that Clay and Whitney were finally reunited, they're in the friggin' tunnels, like you said earlier, Eric. Danielle Panabaker gets killed. I didn't see
Mhm.
that coming at
No.
all. Like that was one of those oh shit moments. Like I was like, what? And I truly felt bad
Mhm.
for her. Like she was one of the nicest characters she had maybe one of the nicest characters in either of these movies.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of characters, but she was just, a kind person. She felt bad for this guy that has a lost sister. She was very sympathetic. She was cool. She wasn't an asshole. She was just a regular everyday person that had a kind heart. And
Mhm.
she got killed because of it. That was rough. But then, as Jason is chasing Clay and Whitney, that was some cool stuff in the bus and all that. And then, of course, the ending when they finally tag team Jason. Same type of shots that Marcus used when Leatherface comes through the wall to grab Jessica Biel. Same thing when Jason comes through the glass window to grab Jared. It was some interesting parallels. But yeah, I got to give the edge to Friday 13th. And the stinger at the end, I was like, all right, that's pretty good. Because you guys know that stinger in the original, that was like, for me, that was the beginning of my horror journey, making it through that stinger. So when they pulled off an interesting way to do it that wasn't bad and it wasn't cheesy, I was like, good job, guys. Good job, guys. All right. DJ's in the chat. What's going on, DJ? Good to see. Hope you're doing well. Let's see. Neil is saying hashtag Team Uber Leatherface. There you go. All right. Love it. Yeah, Mello saying a bionic arm Leatherface in the sequel. That's right. That's right. Who would have loved that? Julie with some good facts too. This is so true. There was a deleted ending of an older Aaron in a mental health facility that I'm really glad they deleted. I agree. It was too much of a downer. Like the movie itself had, just a lot of down moments, and of course, she had a lot of loss, especially when she saw Leatherface with Kemper's face on. That was rough, and he was going to propose to her, so I think I'm glad they didn't use that ending. I really am. Okay, guys, we are going to go to our final category. So let's take a breath, Eric. Let's explain this very carefully for you guys in the chat. If you were thinking of doing a super chat, this is the time to do it. We don't have the exact figures, but I think you guys can count. 2 + 2 has always been 4. And Neil dropped 50 points. Okay. That's all I'm going to say. By the time we're done this category, we cannot count anything else. So if you're thinking, I know there's a little bit of a lag in the chat. So I just want to make sure I give people a chance to know before they say, you didn't give me a chance. Okay. This is the chance if you are a Friday the 13th fan. Yeah. All right. Eric, final category. Let's do this, bro. You've got to choose. Which movie do you give the point to?
I'm going TCM all the way, baby.
Okay.
I know, I like to trash 09, but there are some good moments in that Friday the 13th movie. Yeah. There really are. It's just, me, if I got to follow some certain characters for 90 minutes and I don't like them, that really takes me out.
Right.
There's not really that much I don't like about TCM here. A fantastic Leatherface, likable characters. Arlie Ermy, and I've heard a lot of Arlie Ermy like normal. It's all ad-libbed. You know what I mean? And
He was great.
oh god, with that scene with him and Morgan when he's making him reenact everything.
Yes.
Oh, so good. But gotta go to TCM, and just the way it's shot, the way it looks.
Okay. All right. Hey, real quick. Dominic's going with Friday and Paul's going with Friday. Mayanne is like, I'm giving you a chance to change your mind, Neil.
I don't think the cats would allow
I
that.
love that. Oh man. Wow, the community they're trying. They're trying. Jeff's going with Friday. Ty saying Friday the 13th. I want to watch it more often than TCM. It's more rewatchable, I guess. All right. May's trying her best, man. There's gonna be a lot of disappointed people, I think. Maybe she's got a bunch of Jason emojis there. Coriander,
What?
right? Coriander, who are you gonna give
Yeah.
the point to?
You know exactly who.
All right. That's it. Okay. All right. So, to me, this is actually pretty tough. As much as, and obviously I love both franchises, and there's, great films and films that aren't so great in both. I saw both of these in the theater, and they were great experiences, man. Because again, this was like, I don't know, man. It was like a way to kind of get back into the game, and I was just so excited as a fan, and I had a blast each time. TCM is a really good movie all through, and it's a great remake. But I also feel like Friday the 13th is as well. I mean, there's just so much going on in there. That being said, I got to give the point to TCM.
Wow. I did not expect that. Okay.
I gotta give the point to TCM.
Oh my god.
And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why.
God.
When
Dude.
when you add in Arlie Ermy, he was
Who cares?
he was a
Oh
swing man.
my
He was a swing ball
God.
for me. Listen.
I don't want to listen.
Well, hey,
You gotta kick me out. Kick me out.
You better sleep with your
I'm
eyes
done.
open, buddy.
Listen,
I'm done.
I love the Friday the 13th remake. I really do. But I just think
Bullshit.
that there was a lot of great things in TCM, and Arlie Ermy. I'm telling you, man, every time he was on screen, and of course they knew it too, because in TCM the beginning, they had him front and center. Man. They knew what was going on.
I think he's in that more than Leatherface is. Screen time.
He is. And to be quite honest, I kind of wish they could have done it maybe a little bit different to have him. You know what I'm saying? Like they had a good formula, but there was kind of a little bit of missteps. You know what I'm saying? Like to make this thing continue, because there was some great characters. So, anyways, that's what I'm doing. It's just barely, and I'm talking about barely.
Boo. Boo.
I know.
Boo.
I know.
You make sure you stay home tomorrow.
Stop, man. Stop. Neil saying there's no lying. Neil saying there's no lying here. There you go. May, I can't spend more. My husband's earn money tonight. I got another Jason figure to buy tomorrow. There you go. Mike, you guys are too funny. May, dang. All right. Hey, Neil said the Jason emojis don't change the score. Gotta love that. All right, guys, we gotta count this thing up. We still gotta count this thing up. It is what it is. We call
You
it
better
like
be
we see it.
long-winded,
So
Eric,
listen.
because I've got nothing to say.
So listen.
Nothing.
Wow.
Let's.
Oh, I'm sure you got plenty to say, Coriander.
Let's do this recap. Like let's be serious, because I've got to count up a lot of stuff. So let's do this recap for both
Make
of
it
you
really
guys.
long.
Let's do it.
Really long.
Let's do it. No, both of you guys. Come on. All right, let's go.
All right, get counting. Tonight was a lot of fun. Super chats notwithstanding. Like I said before, I've said my piece on many streams, on many channels about my feelings towards Friday 09. But there is a lot of good in it. I like Clay a lot. I love Derek Mears. Under Ted White, he's my favorite Jason. So he's number 2. The top 2. He looks good. Neil was making jokes that he's Rambo. I like that he's a hunter. You know what I mean? I like that he uses not just the girl in the sleeping bag as bait, but the kid that gets hit with the axe. You know what I mean? He lets him scream. So, and Marcus Nispel has some great shots. TCM, I'm happy we get a scary Leatherface again because I love Andrew Bernarski and everything I've seen him, whether it's this Street Fighter, Any Given Sunday, or even Batman Returns. He's got a presence about him, and it's great seeing him again. Like I said, he's not crying and screaming like Leatherface was last time. Great characters. Yeah, you feel like you're in the middle of nowhere. You feel claustrophobic when they're running. With little Jedediah trying to get out of the house. Great remake. And if you take out, I think Knight calls them like the trinity of like the 80s remakes, like The Fly, The Blob, and The Thing. This is, in my opinion, one of the best horror remakes out there at TCM. Was that long enough, Coriander?
Oh, damn it. No. What can I say? I'm glad this is over because this really sucked.
Did you
I
like
think
TCM though,
Jason.
as much as you love this Friday the 13th? It seems like that you didn't like TCM at all. Did you?
It's okay, but it's too long. It
Okay.
was too long. I just was ready for it to be over, and it just kept going. So there were things about it I did enjoy, yes,
Okay.
but it's just disappointing. So there you go. That's all I gotta say. That's it. That's it.
All right. So real quick, let's go over this. So we have a tally, and this this is so interesting. I think we've only done this one other time
I don't even want to
where
know.
the flip is so huge. It is
Okay.
so huge. So we've got a panel. We've got the panel vote of
Wait a sec.
what?
Wait a sec. I just want to say have a great evening, everybody,
Let me
and
finish.
upstairs.
Come on. So we've got a panel vote of 30 to 16.
Oh wow.
30 to 16. And seriously, that one caught me off guard. And of course, with our super chats, we've got a tally of 70 to 125. So that means
crap.
So that means the winner of tonight, it's TCM.
Yes.
Neil came through, man. Neil came
Cats have
through.
spoken.
He said it wasn't me, it was the cat. All right, man. Wow. So the final tally was 141 to 100.
Wow. Holy crap.
May is like, boo.
Hey, it is what it is.
It is what it is, man. I mean, look, let's get down to brass tacks here. Jason's had a lot of victories.
Yep.
Jason's had a lot of victories and was the champ for a while.
He was undefeated his first three fights. He became the champion within the first 3 matches. You know what I mean?
He was. And truth be told, and let me just see, this is where it gets interesting for me when we do these types of things. No matter what film or what franchise might be my favorite. I mean, TCM 03, in my opinion, is one of the stronger films in the franchise. And you guys know I love the Friday 13th franchise. And as much as I think that the remake was good, I wouldn't put it in my top 4 of the Friday the 13th films. You know what I mean?
Same here.
So, but I'd put the TCM remake in the top 4 of my TCM ranking. So it just is what it is. Sometimes the chips fall like that.
I honestly, I know a lot of people think this is blasphemy, but this is, again, opinions are just opinions. I prefer the 03 over the original. And I think it's because of just the way Leatherface is performed. And I like the family a little bit more. And it's too much sensory overload, in the dinner scene in the original for me. And we don't really get that as much in the remake.
Right. Absolutely. Neil saying this was just payback for the ranking stream where we couldn't agree. TCM and The Shining were masterpieces. I know that was rough, man. I couldn't believe that we couldn't. Man, I'm telling you, it was crazy. It was crazy. Dominic saying the TCM remake is one of the better Texas Chainsaw Massacre films. I agree.
Agreed.
I agree. Ginger Ninja saying if it wasn't for Arlie Ermey and Jessica Biel, the TCM remake wouldn't have been as good as it was. The Friday 13th remake had more overall going for it. You know, there's yeah, I could kind of see that a little bit. Definitely Arlie Ermey was a big part of what made TCM great. And I think Jessica Biel, the way she portrayed this character, she did a hell of a job, man. I mean, she really did. I know some people kind of, you know, they'll make little jokes and say, oh, she's just running around in her tank top. But she actually did a really good job with this character. She truly did.
I think they overlook it just because of how she's dressed. And the thing is, again, she's really, really good. She's very likable. And you know, even, you know, we didn't really talk about what's her name, Pepper, you know, the other hitchhiker, or I can't think of his name, the blonde guy, you know what I mean, who was there to party. You know, they were likable too. I liked how he was gonna go back to get Kemper. You know what I mean?
He said I can't leave him.
Exactly. So they were all likable. I think it's more than just Jessica Biel and Ermey.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. I absolutely agree. So, and Super Tender saying, to be honest, I think My Bloody Valentine's remake is greater than Friday 13th. Sorry. My Bloody Valentine remake is really, really good. It is really, really good. And poor Val. Val and May are taking this. They're like crying emojis. Okay. It'll be all right, guys. Hey, look.
Val, your boy is still the champ. It's all good.
Well, that's true too. But look, all I know, like I said, Jason has done some good business in this series. If you guys go back through our older episodes, like he's definitely done some good business. So it's okay. It's okay. And this one was close until we got to the last super chat. If it wasn't for that, hey,
I'm looking at the rankings right now, and when we take Michael out of the picture because he's champ, Jason with his win-loss, he's still in the top 3. So
yeah. It's okay. He'll be okay. Crystal Lake will not fold. It will not fold. Right. Julie saying Super Tenor, it's funny how they both have a leading gentleman from Supernatural. I know, isn't that crazy? Yeah. Jensen and Jarrett is absolutely crazy. Yep. Cool. Well, guys, that'll be the end of it. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We really appreciate it. Definitely hit the like button if you haven't already. Also, leave some comments in the comment section. I know a lot of you guys had some great comments. We couldn't get to everyone because we got a lot of stuff going on, but leave a comment. Let us know what you thought about these specific categories, because it was really down the line a lot. It really, really was. And that's always fun to see, because that's what makes the conversations really, really fun. So we will catch you guys later. Remember, tomorrow we start Bloody Lovers Fest on Steven's channel at Craven Something Scary, and then on Thursday night we will be back here at the Night Watch Zone. So definitely hit those likes on those streams, and we'd appreciate it. So we will catch you guys later. If you're watching this, if you're listening to this, you are the Night Watch. Peace.
Cheers.